Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. This is our player ratings episode where we take a deep dive into individual performances and rate every Aston Villa player that played their part yesterday in the 3-1 win over Palace. So get involved on our website. But before we start, just want to show you something. Any of you that are playing at home, that play in our score predictions league, each week we do a round of predictions. We have a table and it's an opportunity to win a football shirt hamper from myself. But I just want to show you my results from the weekend. So I had Liverpool 3-1, got that score correct. Brighton 3-1, got that correct. Man City 3-1, I got the correct result in Tottenham, Fulham and Villa. And that means that I am top of the league. Say I am top of the league. So the way I'm going on getting a nice little hamper, I am treat myself to a nice little shirt hamper. But we got loads and loads and loads of you that are loving this and are playing at home. So cheers everyone who's playing at home. We've got our predictions for today as well. So if you do want to still join, you can. You put your predictions today. No copying mine because I know that I am doing really, really well. But I had a great day with my results. But, more importantly, this channel is for you guys, basically, for you to get involved. All of the concepts that we do generally have a view for you to get involved and do things and interact with the channel and have your say, whether it's fan cams after the game, which were just absolutely amazing yesterday. It's an opportunity for you to just come on and be a part of this channel and have your say. So go back, check the fan cams out. They were fantastic yesterday. Predicted lineup, the platforms there, the interactive, the create your own team, save your teams to your camera roll, just share your teams on social media instead of using that rubbish lineup 11. We've got player ratings now where you can go on our website and input your ratings and put your ratings in and get fully involved. So all of these concepts, the score predictions, it's all there for you to sort of have an interactive play on things. So, that's what I'm massive on. That's why I love the comments and reading your comments. And, everybody's comments generally get likes and everybody interacts with each other as well. So, if you've not subscribed and you watch us, just subscribe because it helps me out. And we try so hard to create good content that you guys can interact with as well. So if you are new, subscribe, and it just helps us out massively, to be fair. So let's go into it then. Let's go into the player ratings then. So, as well, we've got written pieces, we've got match previews, we've got all of these articles that, are well written by Villa fans. We've got loan watches, we've got the women's game by Georgia, we've got Liam who's doing fantastic pieces, we've got Ellis who's doing fantastic articles as well. So each week we've got all of these articles that come out as well. So, it's a great website. So for the player ratings, you want to go on Social Hub. You've got your score predictions here and you've got your predicted lineups here. So let's go into the player ratings then. So on the right-hand side, you've got an average, and that's the average of what Villa fans have rated those players. So I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to kick it off with a Martinez. I'm going to go for what am I going to go with? I'm going to go with a Martinez 7. I think that's a solid rating from Martinez. I think he did play well with the ball at his feet. I think he was very, very unfortunate that he got that slip. So I think that was very unfortunate from him. I think he solid, unfortunate for the goal. He couldn't really do too much about it, could he? But I think all in all, he had a good, solid game. Ezri Konsa, I'm going to go for what we're going to go with. We're going to go with a 7 for Konsa. I think Konsa, again, like Martinez, didn't really put too much of a foot wrong. His passing range was really, really good. And I think he played well in this game as well. his accuracy was at something like 94% in this game. So a solid game from Konsa. Luca Dean, I'm going to go with a 7. I think he was quite attacking in this game. I think his crosses were really good. I think he looked at a threat all game, which was really good. I think unlike Cash sort of cutting back numerous times, I think you can see that Luca Dean does try and get a good delivery into the box. So I'm going to go a 7 for Luca Dean. For Cash, I'm going to go 6. I think Cash was a little bit backwards at time. I think he got in some really good positions and he just tried to go backwards when he got in those areas. Pau Torres played so many crossfield balls to him and he took a touch and I just wanted him to drive. I just wanted him to get something in the box, but he'd cut back and I just felt like in the first half, that was an area that we needed to exploit a little bit more. But, he missed that header, didn't he? But he did fire one across the box. But I just wanted a little bit more from Cash. Pau Torres, I'm going to go for a 7. I think he was very, very good in this game. I think his passing range was phenomenal. Yes, he did lose he had 4 duels in this game and he won 3 and lost 1. And unfortunately, the one that he lost was the one to Mateta. I think, yes, again, he needs to be a little bit stronger in that tackle. But, I'm not going to come on here and start lamenting a Pau Torres performance because of that error, basically, because everything else that he did in the game was absolutely fantastic. And you could see that he's instrumental to everything that we do at home with that ball. And I think if you're going to criticise Pau Torres just because of that error, and you're going to sort of bypass the whole of his other game, all of the pinging passes, the balls into central midfielders, then I think that's far too harsh, in my opinion. Yes, he needs to be a bit stronger, but at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 ground duel against a player that's absolutely shredded and so strong. Come on, he was fantastic all game, absolutely immense with the ball at his feet. Boubacar Kamara, I'm going to give a 6. I don't think we've seen the best of Boubacar Kamara. He did play a new role in this game, which we'll go on to in the debrief. But again, I just think he was a bit loose with the ball at times, and he just wasn't as commanding on the ball as what we are used to. So I would go with 6 with Kamara. Dougie Luiz, for me, one of the best players on the pitch, if not for the full 90, the best player on the pitch. I think he was fantastic again. With the ball at his feet, his awareness, his vision, it's just absolutely first class. So for me, he's one of the best players in this game. John McGinn, I think, again, he got a 6 for me. I think he was a little bit loose positionally. I don't think he was quite there for this game. I think he was, always sort of a yard off it in this game. Might sound a little bit harsh, but I just think he wasn't bang at it and bang what we need from John McGinn. But, he played okay, but he just wasn't sort of where we needed him to be. And I think if you look at some of the players that came off and the ones that came on, you'll now start to see a bit of a stark contrast. Zaniolo, I liked him. I'm gonna go 7 for Zaniolo. I think he had a really good debut. I think he was progressive. I think he was strong. I think he offered that something different to what we need in these type of games at home when he's called upon to play. And I think he played well. He was creative. There was some flicks in there. There was a bit of flair. There was that one time when he got to the touchline and he megged someone and he was away. So there was some really bright moments from Zaniolo. And if I have to look at his debut, it was a really good debut from him. And yes, he got to the 60-minute mark. He didn't come off because he was playing terrible. he probably we just needed that little bit of an added injection. Diaby, 8, solid 8. Again, fantastic player. You can see the threat that he offers. You can see the goal that he scored, albeit he was offside, but he didn't know he was offside. And the touch to bring it down, the pause and the finish, pure composure. And he was a willing runner all game, wasn't he? He was a player that wanted the ball all game. So for me, he was absolutely fantastic. Ollie Watkins will get a 6 from me. I think there was bad parts and there was good parts. So I think obviously the bad part was the miss. He should bury it. But then the good parts were that he hit the bar and he won us a penalty. So his runs, his movement, he's dragging defenders out of position. He won us a penalty. So, for all of his critics that, yes, he should bury it, I too agree. He should bury it. And that's the type of finish that he needs to be scoring. We can't just say he's absolutely terrible, needs to come out the team, etc., etc. at this stage, because he's still doing things that are impacting the game. If he doesn't make that run, we don't win that penalty. We don't get to go 2-1 in front. So, you've got to look at it with a little bit of a level head, I think. Yes, he's missing chances. Yes, he needs to be scoring them. If we are losing games and he's missing chances and he's costing us games, then that's even worse. But at the minute, he's missing chances and we won. So he will fully be aware that he needs to start scoring. He will now fully be aware that he needs to start scoring with John Duran scoring absolute worldies. So he's got competition now, where before Danny Ings couldn't offer the competition, John Duran can, because he wants it, and you can see that he wants it. We are going to go, and we are going to go big on these. We are going to go big on these subs. Leon Bailey, 8. Came on, changed the game. Pace, direct, power, willingness to want the ball. His passes were clever. They were cute. And I thought he played really, really well. Took his goal very, very well. So for me, Leon Bailey gets an 8. Tielemans gets an 8. And he came on and he was a little bit loose to start with. But we started to see what Tielemans is all about. A through ball to Ollie Watkins. We win the penalty. They threw ball to Diaby. Diaby then crosses to Bailey. So Tielemans was in advanced areas and he was playing progressive passes. And those 2 passes that he played ended up being goals. So for me, he came on and played really, really well. And he proved why he wants to play. He proved why he's knocking on Emery's door, because he came on and he did well. No, my friend. No, my friend. Right. So for me, over the course of the 90 minutes, Dougie Luiz was, for me, the best player on the pitch. Like, he was instrumental to the way we played. But that goal kick-started and ignited our comeback from Duran. And I don't care. That finish deserves to win any match. So for me, based on that finish, based on what we've been hearing in recent weeks and the transfer window, that we need a striker. We need a striker that's going to push Ollie Watkins. The kid is 19 years of age. He has got a massive, massive future ahead of him. And he's already got 2 Premier League goals. Very similar to the volley that he hit against Man City that shaded the bar last season. That takedown and that volley is absolutely world class. If Haaland scores that, it's goal of the month straight away. So it's it's got to be goal of the month. And he's now coming on and really having an impact on those games that he's playing. Against Everton, he had an impact. Hibs, he played well. Liverpool, yeah, he was shooting on sight. A little bit more sort of composure and believing in his ability a little bit. And maybe he can take one down and cut inside. But these goals, as long as he remains grounded and level-headed and wants to fight, he's going to be a top striker, because you don't just score those volleys. You don't just chest it down and volley it like that and just, so I'm starting to see that he comes on and he's so energetic. He gets stuck in, he comes back. I think at times he will have to watch his discipline, but all in all, Duran, absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy for him, because, I'm even happy for the fan base, because we've now got sort of like a second striker that we don't have to rely on, but he can come on and we know what he can possibly do, and we know his style now. We know he can drop a little bit deeper. He can do a bit of a hold up. We can fire good crosses into him, and he can sort of create his own goals. So for me, I'm absolutely loving him. He's absolutely class. So fair play. Really, really enjoying Duran. So, we're starting to see what he's all about. And you see this with players' careers, don't you? Like, look at Harry Kane going out to Millwall and all these clubs, and then sort of like finding a club. And, those players don't just end up being 30 goal a season strikers. They have to work it. They have to get their minutes, score their goals, and he'll probably be on the bench against Chelsea. But we know that if we have to rely on him, then we can. But he might get his moments come the end of the season, and he's on 2 Premier League goals already this season. If John Duran gets 10 Premier League goals this season, that is absolutely fantastic. We need the other striker to start getting more than that, but he's really adding competition to Watkins, and if he carries on, who's saying he can't take Watkins' place? So, yeah, brilliant. And I can't be too harsh on Dendoncker, because he did come on and he only came on with a couple of minutes to go, but we saw the game out, so he gets a 7. So those are my ratings. Those are the average on the right-hand side. You can do yours and put your ratings in and fully get involved. If you want to do the predictions, get involved. Yeah, there's the league table. So if you see your name, fair play to you. Nigel B6 is in 26th place. But yeah, so fantastic stuff from everyone who's getting involved. And yeah, love this episode. Love the player ratings. We've got the debrief, which will be out tomorrow. We've got Hannah and Ryan who are going to be on the debrief as well. So stay tuned for that one when that drops. And up the Villa, and I will speak to you all soon. Thanks everyone for enjoying it all.